I spoke too soon. So I just watched It Welcome to Derry episode 3. Now you see it. And there's going to be spoilers. So this is my reaction. These are my thoughts. They're spoilers. Warning, if you have not seen it, there's spoilers. I'm going to say stuff in this video. Every week that a new episode drops, I'm going to react to it because I love Pennywise so much and I love Bill Skarsgård. And I love Derry. I love it. So, you know. But let me just cut to the ending with the cemetery first because I literally just said I spoke too soon because in my reaction review to episodes 1 and 2, I was going on about the special effects. How they are incredible and how they don't look cheap. Well, episode 3, especially in the cemetery scene, those ghosts. I mean, as I was watching it, I loved this episode, by the way. I would say, I honestly think this was like my favorite one. I don't know if it's because it's called Now You See It, because we got to see a lot more of Pennywise. It's really building up to the big reveal to see him in his clown form. I loved the cemetery scene, the whole scene, but the ghosts, they just weren't doing it for me. We saw, you know, Teddy, we saw all their friends, the ones who died in the first episode, who we thought were going to be the official losers club of this series. They all came back as the ghosts. And I was reading online and I saw some people say that it reminded them of the Haunted Mansion ride. And I totally see that. Hey, that would be an amazing ride though if they wanted to make that actually come into fruition. I would love that. But I guess that's my negative about this episode were the special effects. The ghost special effects. And I love how last time I was like, oh my God, they are incredible. Because yes, episode 1 and 2, incredible special effects. Incredible. I was like, they are not cheap. Spoke too soon, like I said. So anyways, this episode, we open up with a flashback scene in 1908 of Derry. It takes place at a carnival, very fitting. We got a cameo from Andy Muschietti. Is it just me, or does he look like Bam Margera, like when Bam was in his prime? Every time I see him, I have to take a second look because I think it's Bam Margera from the Viva La Bam days. I swear. So it was really cool seeing him. I actually met Andy back in 2019 for It Chapter 2. When I was there with Warner Brothers, we got to go through this whole Pennywise attraction, this like fun house in downtown LA. And Andy and his sister Barbara were both there, and we got to go through it with them and talk to them, and that was so cool. So yeah. Anyways, getting back to the carnival with Francis, he sees this, you know, crazy man who's chasing him around, and then especially that scene in the forest with that creepy old man, and he has like one eye and he's like a demon, this demonic thing, and he's chasing him through the woods. That was creepy. I wasn't expecting that. I love the flashback scenes for sure, so that was scary. I love Francis and Rose as kids, but the psycho old man in the woods, he was not playing. And especially when Rose was like, he never leaves the woods, and Francis is like, why does he never leave? But obviously we know that psycho old man is Pennywise. And speaking of Pennywise, we got to see his glowing eyes once again. We got to hear him speak as well. He was like, who are you? So in that scene, I really thought he was going to start dancing like he did in that iconic scene in the movie. You know, the dance he does. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to do the dance, but he didn't. Remember when Beverly is there just watching him and he comes out and starts doing the dance? So I thought that was going to happen again. But at least we got to see his eyes and we got to hear him speak. I'm so happy that Ronnie and Lily are cool again, or at least they're getting along, so I'm happy about that. Going back to the cemetery scene, I thought it was very Stranger Things when they're riding their bikes and then the ground and everything. It just kind of looked like the upside down was coming through, you know what I mean? But it gave me so much anxiety because Lily had this idea. We need to take pictures with a camera and prove to people that what we're seeing is real. And then Ronnie's like, well, what do you think these monsters are going to do? Pose for a picture? They're riding their bikes and they are being completely stalked, followed by the ghosts of their friends who died in the first episode. And they're taking pictures. I was like, yes! Finally, they're taking these pictures. It gave me so much anxiety, though, when they would take a picture and then the camera would fall. And then they're like, get the camera! And someone would pick it up. They would drop it. It was just a constant. I was like, oh my God, they need that camera. They took these pictures. They need it because they want to get the pictures developed to show people what they are seeing because they need that that proof. So finally they went into the high school and they developed the photos and they captured what they've been seeing in these photos. I'm so skeptical about these pictures because I feel like they are the only ones who can see the images for what they are, and if they show it to the police or anybody else, that they will not see what's in the pictures. And then the last picture, we see Pennywise, and he looks like a clown. I mean, he's not as clear, but it's just setting him up for his big reveal, and I'm honestly really loving this buildup. I think it's amazing. I know there's some people who didn't enjoy this episode, and I don't know why. I loved it. I thought it was just as good as the first and second one. I would say the first one, though, because it just, boom, was insanity, how they just killed all the kids, basically, in the first episode. But no, I really love the third one because how much more we're seeing of Pennywise, and he's, like, entering into his clown. We're starting to see more of the clown fragments, you know? But Will took a picture of Pennywise in that crypt, and I thought Will died, honestly. When the three kids were waiting for him at the bottom of the cemetery, and they're just like, oh my God, I literally thought he was dead. I thought Pennywise got him, or when Will was riding his bike back down, I literally thought that wasn't Will. It was going to be Pennywise possessing him or pretending to be him or something like that. But thankfully, it is Will. Glad he took that picture. And then the last line is when they're looking at the picture being developed, they see it's a clown. And I think it was Lily who was like, what is that? And then Will's like, it's a clown. And then the episode ends. It's just, so I feel like Pennywise, there's a really good chance he's going to be revealed in the fourth episode. 4, there's my number again. I did see that there was some leak. I don't know if it was a real leak. I don't know anymore. That he won't be fully revealed in his clown form until the 5th episode. So I'm not sure. I hope it's the 4th. If not the 4th, then I believe it's going to be an even more intense build-up in the 4th, which is so exciting. I love this show so much. It's fantastic, and I'm just so excited that we got Welcome to Derry and Stranger Things that will be on our screens at the same time. I mean, Stranger Things is later on this month, but at the same time, we're going to have Pennywise and Vecna on our screens. So, anyways, I loved it. But I'm very suspicious about the pictures because maybe Pennywise is messing with them again. Like, ha, you think you got a picture of me? No, you didn't. I don't know. You know what I mean? So something like that could happen. But I enjoyed it, and I'm so excited for episode 4. So let me know what you guys thought of Welcome to Derry episode 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you rock my world, and the song lyrics Michael Jackson. #team Birdie44. #BroTheRuns. Hey. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.